So guys, I'm back. I'm on 87 mm on my lens, which is like, which comes with 1.5 crop factor in the Fuji cameras. So I have shot one similar frame before in Gangaikonda Sorapuram, so I'm trying to recreate that here. Not as I'm expecting it to be, because I want that GoPro or Vimana to be a little smaller. So I want to place that at the right corner and take that frame. I've taken that frame before. It wasn't sharp enough with my Canon 600D and Canon 6D. So I'm trying to recreate that frame. I'm at f16 and infinity. ISO 200, shutter 500. I think it is sharp. I'm going to take a couple of frames again. I'm trying to recreate the shot as I took it in Gangaikonda Sorapuram. And for my Krishots and photography viewers, I totally forgot about the other frame which I discussed in the photo analysis episode. We'll get there. I'll show you the one half covering the Vimana and the other half revealing, being symmetrical. I'll show that frame also for you guys from where I took them. So right now I'm going to switch back from 90mm to the 18mm lens, the Optica. If you guys find me talking slowly or taking often unusual passes, it's just because I'm thirsty or running out of breath. It's not like I'm having stammering or lisp. Okay, so I'm also trying to find some street photography material inside the tempo. So being in the long lens, it helps. So that was some interesting street stuff. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change my lens to 12mm, which is 18mm equivalent on a 1.5 crop factor camera. So I'll switch over and get back to my photo walk. So guys, I'm back. I've switched my lenses. So I'm trying to find some different frames to accommodate the Vimana. I'm at f16 and infinity and f250 right now. I don't know how much I can accommodate in the widescreen crop, so I'm going to shoot for widescreen crop once again. I hope that comes sharp. Hope you guys know I have very little window to check back my images as I'm recording video. I don't want to don't want to take much of the video space. I'm trying to find some interesting frames which people haven't taken before. So we are coming around the. You find some Anjaneya temple here, and I'm trying to find some interesting frames which was not taken before. I'm trying to avoid the distortions as well. Avoid, like not like entirely prevent. This is just kind of recreating the frame from Gangaikonda Sorapuram. So I'm trying to recreate that frame where we find a couple of branches coming in, and you will find the Gangaikonda Sorapuram Vimana. But here I'm trying to put these leaves on the left side of the frame so that I could able to get that. So if you guys want to see, I'll just give a walkthrough for you guys. These are modern structures, and one of the most special things about this Vanni tree or Bunny tree, Shammi, Jammi, is like it's celebrated during Dashara. So we are after or during Dasara time. That's why you'll find all these stories over here, built with mud statues or something. So these are not permanent structures. These are kept for Dasara. So I'll give a walkthrough for you guys. This is Lord Ganesha with an elephant trunk. This is the story describing how Kaveri Aru formed. This is Nambi and our Nambi story. Probably these are kept for Dashara, and that Vanni tree is most celebrated by Hindu culture during Dashara. Appar Varalaru. Appar is one of the saints. Bhagirathan Thavam Gangai. And this is one of the stories. And you'll find a lot of paintings on the right side. I'll show you that also. This is Arulmigu Arumugham. This is son of Lord Shiva. He has 6 faces. Technically speaking, in those days they have combined 6 DNAs together. Probably 6 sperms, I'm not sure. But that is an engineering of combining 6 lives together. And we have engineering combining the head of elephant and to the human body. I mean, the achievement, I shouldn't call it engineering, medical advancement, that's what I should say. Combining elephant head to an human body. That is one of the medical advancements that you see. And you will find stories told by Mr. Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev about that. Ghanas from somewhere in South Africa or somebody. That's where they found the elephant head for Lord Ganesha. And people have a lot of stories here for everything that you find. And they have links to every other epics and structures and stories. This is Mahavishnu Avatarangal. 10 avatars of Mahavishnu. So this is Murchika, Varaha. So this is Varaha. And I don't want to risk myself saying something wrong. So you guys see it and name it yourself. Or Google it. This is Kannappa Nayanar. He pricked both of his eyes to feed Lord Shiva. As he is not a vegetarian. He is vegetarian, the Lord Shiva. So he fed some meat. So because of which his eyes started bleeding in the history. So to stop the bleeding, he removed his eyes and kept it on this. You know, that's a big story. Kambanadi Varlaru. These are probably kept for Dashara, you know, Navaratri. And Ardhanarishwarar and Tata Ariyar. Mariamman, the women deity, Brahma. And this one I couldn't guess. Probably they have kept all these temporary structures for Dashara, Navaratri. And Vani tree is celebrated during Dashara in Hindu culture. So guys, that's about that there. And so that has to be some sort of Shivan structure. That's why you'll find Nandi here opposite and there. So cameras are not allowed inside the Prahara of the Brihadishwara temple, so that's why I'm not taking you guys inside. And moreover, there will be very little lighting. I can switch off and put my cameras inside to go in and take some blessings if I need me. But today I'm not interested to get inside, as there are a lot of things which I need to cover outside. And this is part of the Swachh Bharat stuff. They are separating the plastics and biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste here. That's nice. That's really nice. This is a cannon, probably came during French Revolution or something, you know, like you don't find cannons normally in Indian kings' history. They fought with swords, spears and stuff, bow and arrow. It's mostly interconnected stones and granites. There was no binding materials used. And you'll find a lot of mandapam here. If you guys are visiting place, probably Google stuff or read Wikipedia or take some guides, you know. That's how you know. I'm trying to take some angles which I haven't taken before. So I don't know what is inside. Oh, this is a complete prahara. I mean, like the walking place. So let's see if we can find some interesting frame here. There is some heavy distortions. I don't want to take it from here. See if I can. No, the temples don't cover from this light. I can see people walking. I will shoot this anyway, so I can get some light and edits in the post later. I'm doing some street photography as well. It's Sunday, so you'll find a lot of crowd. You'll find many people coming in. I'm on a burst mode today, so you'll find all the sculptures that was found in this, and many other sculptures have been taken to the Tanjore Palace, which is 2 kilometers from here, and they have literally maintained it very nice. And there were supposed to be paintings everywhere, all over the temple. Lord Ganesha. You should see the lecture or some discourse material of Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev, where he would have clearly communicated about how Lord Muruga was formed or was given birth and stuff like that, and how Lord Ganesha was given birth and how Lord Ganesha took the shape of human body and elephant head. There's a complete discourse of Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev. And he also have said in one of the discourses, like the Rajaraja Soran built this temple with Shivalinga having some sort of dissipating energy, which is not complete actually. So that's why his son Rajendra Soran have to build the Gangai Konda Sorapuram temple to have a Shivalinga which is complete, which is not dissipating energy, which is complete, perfect. And this is some sort of imperfection in the Shivalinga that you find inside the Brihadishwara temple. So this was also told by Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev in one of the discourses. So probably I might request on my behalf to Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev that if he can repair or do something to this dissipating slightly imperfect Shivalinga, that will be nice. If we can do something about this Shivalinga and repair this, it will be good for the people. Either you are a believer, non-believer, it doesn't matter, man. These are wonderful structures, beautiful human-made marvels, architectural marvels. That's what I cherish. So guys, you find a lot of statues and sculptures which are preserved here. So I really don't want to. I'm trying to find a very odd frame. This is not the way you photograph, I tell you. I'm placing the camera in all the possible angles, like you throw it away. To capture a few frames. I do not know what tree it is. I couldn't Google it properly, as this place came in my plan B. So this is dry right now, that much I can say. So again, you will find some scriptures and names. Most of it, Rajaraja Soran, what he tried to do here is with the texts, engravings that you find on the granites, which you will see over there also, we'll get there, is try to put all the names of the people who built this temple. That's what he tried. So some preserved sculptures here, and this one I assume it to be some sort of water tank. So hope you guys can see how big. This is all one stone water tank for temple purposes. Being granite, it will not absorb too much heat, so water will be so cold. So it's one of the advantages after plaster of Paris buildings. Granites will keep the temperatures low inside. It's one of the biggest advantages here. So let's get to the temple structure. Thank you. So guys, so we'll take this. So it was a good shot. So I have taken all those things before, but I couldn't find a proper fine art frame from there. But we'll see. We'll get to those walls in few minutes, and we'll try to cover this space. I don't find people walking here. If someone is walking, there will be more interesting frame. I don't find people walking here. And this is one interesting perspective of this Brihadishwara temple, and this is, for you guys to remind, this is 217 feet. Standing straight for 1,000 years, unlike Leaning Tower of Pisa. I'm going to take some beating with Leaning Tower of Pisa, but when I visit that place, I won't be, trawling it too much. But it's just that I want this to be in one of the wonders of the world. I'm waiting if people would come here. I don't think someone is walking. Anyway, so we have very less time. We'll get into that sculpture stuff, and we'll see some more interesting frames on the other side, and we'll get to the shots which I took earlier. It would be nice if someone walks. I think people are walking, moving away. So they are moving. Let me see if they are walking here. கண்ணா யாரோ ஒருத்தர் மட்டும் இங்க இப்படி நடந்து போறீங்களா? அப்படி அந்த வால் பக்கத்துல. One second. இப்போ வாங்க. Thank you. Your good name? I'm Krishna. Thank you. Thank you. Good name. எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன். போட்டோ எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன். Thank you. So guys, that was some interesting shot which I tried to stage. I think I need to straighten the frame a little bit because it was a little dark for me to see the LCD screen, and I've been shooting for a while with Fuji X Pro 2, looking only at the LCD screen, not through the viewfinder. When it is sunny, it's hard for me to look through the viewfinder. So as I said earlier, King Rajaraja Soran has tried to put all the names of the people who have worked for this temple to create this marvel, and all the textures that the text that you see engraved here are probably Grandham and Tamil mixture. Okay, and as a sentiment, now they don't allow people to shoot in Madurai Meenakshi Amman temple, but as a sentiment, I'm not I wouldn't call myself a believer, but as a sentiment though, I posted my very first photograph in Flickr gallery of the lamp of Meenakshi Amman temple, and then comes the text engravings of Tanjavur temple. So it's in that order sort. So I wouldn't call myself a believer, but I did have some sentiments back then, like say 3-4 years back. So this is another view. So what I'm going to do is after photographing here, I'm going to switch over to 90mm, sit at one place quietly and take all the photographs that is required. This is an interesting frame. It would be nice if someone walks through that gap, but I would need a 90mm for this. You know, I'll come to this place later. Probably I may not take videos for that, but so we'll have we'll wait for people to climb the stairs. If they pop up in the frame, we'll take the picture. I don't think so. They are walking on the sides, but they are walking on the center of the stairs, so I don't find people coming here. So why I'm here? It's because of the structures that you find, you know, this roof carvings that you find here is also seen in Halebeedu, Karnataka. You will find these similar structures for the portico end or the roof cover that you find here, you know. Halebeedu is in Karnataka actually, so I am trying to put this on left side of the frame and capture it. So we have a interesting pattern here. We have one circular cloud, one elliptical cloud, and we have a triangular structure. So this is going to make some interesting fine art frame. So you find some bell over there. So that is one of the important thing. I have shot this before, but I shot with a different lens in Canon 600D, but it wasn't that effective for me. So probably this photograph makes it much more interesting with Fuji X Pro 2, you know, and that's why I'm here. There is a temple in Halebeedu, so you will find similar you know, sculptures over there. The patterns, the way this portico has been, you know, designed. So that's why I was here. And you'll find engravings and text and all through this. Okay. So we have someone walking on the sides. So we'll have them. Oops. People walk on the center part of the stairs so that I don't find anyone near the compound wall. So we'll come to that part later as I am eating a lot of video space. Oh god, I've shot almost 1 hour of footage so far and I haven't covered the entire temple yet. So this is, you'll find all the guardian angels sculptures over the temple. And most probably they call them as Dwara Balakas. Dwara means doorway. So you will find all sort of sculptures like that throughout the temple. And I have taken a picture of this, you know, like